at arm's length. Yeah. And you're trying to attack this leg, and I step back. Look at the distance between me and you. By the time you try to get to that leg. Yeah, and now you're square, right? Chasing after me, right? But if I'm square, or here, right? I'm square, so my weight is evenly distributed. Now you pick a leg to threaten, right? And I have to move it generally backwards. And look how close my weighted leg is to you now. That makes sense? Yeah. So that's why the triangle is so important, because it pulls their weight evenly, and then you control. Again, what's jiu-jitsu all about, right? You can motivate people to pressure, attack, passing, and motivate their behavior. Now you can motivate my behavior. You have to attack one leg, I have to respect it. Oh, all my weight's here, knock that down. Let's work on the inside trip right now. Here, pull, back step. So I'll stand. You can't, so yeah, it does all work together. For this one, I would be pulling down, stepping, and then once you finish your step, extend up. Yeah.
Same. Okay. So
think about it this way. Yeah. Yeah. So, if I'm here, I'm trying to off balance you this way, and then you back step, and then I just move, Essentially, you're thinking about just like it's just chasing them down, right? Here, I already have your momentum going this way. I'm going to show you one more that when people are resisting and they're expecting this, but we'll look at that in a second. This side. So you're just picking up on that. That's what I'm watching this side videos. So we're here. You want to get this to the square. There. Good. So it's easier to throw square. Good. Oh. There you go. You're seeing highly logical.
yeah, no, let me explain that.
Yeah. And 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 again, this is the art versus the science, right? That's kind of that's the why and the how, and for you is to figure out the combos, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be inside trip first, right?
Yeah.
We can be here, and I can try to come here, and then you back step that way, and then maybe that one doesn't work, right? And then I just go again, right? So we're here, I come inside, I'm here, you back step, I come here, maybe or extend it does it, and then I just keep chasing to get it, right? It's not going to be your first attempt.
Yeah.
It's going to be your third, fourth, fifth attempt, but it's understanding how they work together. The one thing that you don't want to do, one of the details that Judo guy did not follow this, is you don't want to step, come in, threaten you back step, and then reset, and then try to go for it, right? You want it to be seamless as step here, and then step directly out. That makes sense. Yeah. So don't reset, and because they're two separate throws, right? Yeah. But when you're stringing them together, you want to see. Yeah. And you don't want to give them the time of the reset to go get the perfect step from our position, right? You want to string them together. Okay, so see if I can actually do this work. So here, whatever it is, you step, come in, back trip, I come in, sort of. How would you resist the Osoto? The outside trip. How do you think that you would resist? Lean forward. So if I'm here and I'm trying to go for it, okay, I'm just going to go for the outside step, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's do an experiment. I'm going to go for the outside step. I want you to lean back. Okay, outside step. Yeah.
How do I feel that now? I don't think about the feel it now. I feel like
Yeah. But okay. So we tested a hypothesis. Will leaning, if you see any way leaning back would help you in that throw. Yeah. Good. No, that's how you learn, right? Pose a hypothesis in your test. Okay? Right? So I start trying to throw outside. How do you think? Yes. There. Right? You're leaning into it. Lean forward hard. Yes. So now you know what a skilled opponent should probably do. Right? They're going to try to lean into it. So here's what we're not going to do. We're not actually, here is the Israel Adesanya of the sport, which is, Adesanya is a good striker, and that's because of the tools that he has, because of the weights, right? All that. So I think you step, I tried it several times, right? So inside step, inside here, you come in. Okay. Now he knows the defense. Good. All right, so same thing. Inside step, go to trip here up. You got the thrown there. Inside step here, back step here. Oh, yeah. That's where I'm going. Step here, I start coming here. As I try to go for that outside step, I feel you pull in. There we go. Front side throw.
Oh, yeah, because your big momentum where it wants to go.
Yeah. So I'm waiting to feel you. So what I don't want to do, what I was trying to say is, what I don't want to do is this. I don't want to come here, feel you leaning forward, and then try to come back here.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's too big of a motion. But what I do want is to do our sequence, step, inside trip. Inside trip doesn't work, outside throw. Okay? And I do that until it works. Right? Or until I feel like it's not going to work ever. Right? Maybe I just miss it, so I give it another shot. Here, but I start. Yeah, work that time. No, really, yeah, that's what I want. So, that's what I want. I need you to overcommit. Do it until it doesn't work. Here. It still works. Okay? So I want you to try to do it to me. Just the outside. Go for it. You'll actually get countered there.
Okay.
But you see what I had to do with my posture.
Yeah.
You saw how much I had to commit.
Yeah.
Right? But you couldn't get me to go. Right?
Yeah. Because I lose the control of
Right? So that's the response that I want from you. Now that you see what it takes to not get run. Okay. Here, step, inside trip, outside here. Okay? And so yeah. So you're there. You think I'm going to go for outside trip? I use that force of that resistance. This is the ultimate push-pull. Right? I'm pushing. I feel you giving everything you have this way. Sorry. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And so what you do is you get good at the first two. Inside trip, outside trip. Outside trip, inside trip, outside trip, outside. Once they're really fighting you, you're here. I step outside and they're really there. You think I'm going to step outside again? That's our judo lesson for today. Yeah, I want you to have more in your toolkit